Just a Thought, a show that starts with a simple premise and explores how different people view different subjects. The greatest philosophies, the most revolutionary changes, and the greatest inventions. And all of them started with just a thought.
You said we're on here double? We're live, Yogi G.
It looks like that to me.
It might be for you because all I see is the two of us.
Oh, okay.
All right. Okay, we're live. Sorry. Hello. Sorry. Just went live on my own. Mickey should be getting in the studio soon, but he has taught me how to start this stream. So, of course, I don't know if you're to my right or to my left. We got Yogi G and, of course, me. I haven't talked to y'all in a minute. Well, I talked to y'all last Sunday. You could go ahead, Yogi G, do your intro.
What's happening, everybody? Happy Sunday. What's going on, chat?
Can you see the chat?
Yeah, what's happening? This is Cicero McGill.
I'm gonna put them up on here. Hold on.
What's happening? Hope Beasley. We got Linda Chilton in the building. What's happening? Got Michael Behringer. What's going on? And then we have VIP Room Flint Caskets. What's happening? This is what it do. And I think we saw Pop Gaddis. What's happening? What it do? Erica Gaddis. What's happening? What it do? Big Mama Gaddis. What's going on? What's happening? In the way of Jesus Christ through faith. What's happening? And Pastor Nicholas J. Gaddis. What's good? What's going on? Peace.
Oh, one more.
What's happening?
Did you see it? Oh, we saw that one. Okay, sorry. I'm learning this on my own because we do not have Mickey in here yet. So I'm going to show comments. I'm going to leave the comments on the stage. You okay with that?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, how was your week? Look, someone said, do you see?
Huh?
Cicero said you back on the plantation in the morning.
Oh, man. I guess. We back on the Sunday due diligence. And my week was pretty normal. Just making it through like everybody else. What about you?
What do you say? Chris Kelps and Mickey say. I forgot the nickname y'all call him. My week was different. I was working like a Hebrew slave. I know you heard that term before. My weekend has so far been good. Lord, I forgot what I did on Friday. I did do something exciting on Friday, but yesterday I don't know if anyone knows, if anyone who does robotics, but I was literally at the first Lego League, and I was a judge, and I was happy. This is my second time being a judge. So that was really exciting. And we had schools from DC, Virginia, and I don't know. We did have two kids that were from Maryland, but I think it was DC and Virginia. And kids compete, and they're elementary to middle school. So we had, like, for the schools in DC, we had like Hardy, Deal. We had kids from Brooklyn, kids from, oh my God, I forgot the name of that school. All right, charged to my head, not my heart. But it was exciting. It was neat to, see these kids and do all, just the amount to be able to create a project and then go in front of people, remember your lines, remember how you put it together, in front of people that might critique you real hard. And these kids do this to compete to go to the state. And so it's nice to know that two of the teams from DC will be going to the state. The other question is, do DC ever go to nationals? I do know that Virginia always goes to nationals. So that's something we might need to work on. Chris got Spacey Sprocket. Yes, Spacey Sprocket is not in here. He will be in here. He had to go make a run. And he taught me how to get in here and start this show. So that was exciting to learn something at the same time. It's hard to do both. Now I know why. He's off the net. Not easy. Go ahead, Yogi G.
I'm sorry, I was in the background talking to my son. 1 second.
So, till she comes back on, today, after that competition, sorry, I got a fat cat walking behind me. Today, I went, of course, with my protesting. I went to the ICE Detention Center in Chantilly, Virginia. It's the place where most people from the DMV, when they're, I call it kidnapped, they take them up to Chantilly. And so we went and protested. We stood out there. And you could see some of the people bringing people in here. Linda Shelton says she likes your hair. I think you might unmute now. Okay, Spacely Sprocket has entered the studio.
Thank you.
Mickey. All right, Yogi G.
What'd you need?
No, I was saying Spacely Sprocket's in the house. People were saying, so you could take over the background is what I'm saying.
No.
Because it was driving me crazy with all this thing, like looking at it at the same time. I don't know how you do it. All right. Oh, he changes to circles. Oh, he put us big. Mickey, why you make it all circles and big? You don't like the boxes no more? You like the circles? Well, it's a new look. All right, Yogi G.
What?
No, I was saying, okay, I already said Andre is on here.
What's happening, Andre? Thank you for joining us. I'm just interested what you got to bring to the table so we can talk about it. I ain't got
I'm trying to catch up with y'all. I haven't been on here all week. I want to know what's going on. Tell me a little bit about what's going on.
Oh man, I'm a college student, and so my couple of days have been wrapped up in midterms and papers. So I'm pretty much wrapped up in that at the moment.
What's the subject? What you writing about?
So I have to write analyze a primary document, which is analyzing a document that is written by a singular person and telling your perception on what it is. And so I am writing about Ida B. Wells. Yeah.
I know a little bit about Ida B. Wells. Other besides the school in DC. Can you enlighten me just a little bit? Not to get into the conversation of who she is, but can you tell me a little bit about her? Is she connected to DC history, or is she somewhere else?
Ida B. Wells is not connected to DC history per se. She would be more of an inspiration for people who are interested in journalism, as she brought life and words to lynchings that were happening across America.
That was her. I remembered. I didn't know who that was. I remember reading about that. Taught me something new. So that was her. So she actually brought it to the forefront. I think they went to court because of her advocacy and stuff. Does it say in her advocacy that she was able to get people, hold people accountable for the lynching, or no?
I don't. I think that because of her writing, it just highlighted it around the world for more people to be aware of it and to have talk to it. I haven't gotten this far in to see if there were any direct legal cases that came from her writings or not.
So, what kind of class? What kind of class? What's the title of this class?
It's American history.
I took American history at Trinity, but we didn't do that. Uh, do you have that U.S. government book? Did they make you
Yeah.
get the book? Are y'all
Will
looking at that book? Because we didn't use the book. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Will he is teaching out of the book.
Oh,
Um,
yes. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
we're
When I
getting
took
our
when
money's
I
worth.
oh when I took it, we did not look at the book. Our professor literally he's an attorney at the time. He's an attorney for the National Urban League, and he
Mm,
literally told us to take the book and close it because we have to buy it. You already know that. So we closed the book, and from day one all the way to the last day of class, he taught us Black history. He taught us the history right through the way the book is written because a lot of things are missing in that book. So he literally made us close the book and went through the book, but in the way he went through it is um, he showed us more characters that are sometimes not told to us. That was I would say that's the first time he actually teaches African American studies at Howard, and he was a professor at Trinity because he wanted to. Some professors work at several schools. He had UDC, he had Trinity, and he was mostly at Howard, but he was an attorney. Um, that class was very interesting, and I learned a lot. But some history classes they don't. They kind of guide that book and they find that book. But the fact that you're able to write about uh, character. Did you pick Ida B. Wells, or was it a certain group that they gave you? You had to pick.
they gave us a list, but and Ida B. Wells was a part of it. But as a journalism student, Ida B. Wells is somebody that I am using as a study subject.
Okay. Um. Well, I'm not gonna keep pulling you into that area conversation. That was really good. Did y'all talk about anything in the news that's going on? Did anyone see what was her name? MG MTG. You know who that is, right?
Who was that?
Mal Mar Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Oh,
MG. Did you see the latest thing with her?
haven't seen it. I've been engulfed in student land. What's happening?
So, are you familiar with MTG?
Not at
Okay.
all. Talk to me like I'm a person that ain't been keeping up.
Okay. So, Mallory Taylor Greene is the congresswoman for Georgia. Um, and what in the world is going on in the chat? But anyway, um, she's the congresswoman for Georgia. And we noticed in these last couple weeks, I say the 3 to 4 last, almost a month, she has kind of like changed her narrative. I'll give you a hint if you don't really know who she is. Jasmine Crockett called her the letters with B, blonde, butch, whatever. That's the one that she called her a bleach blonde, butch body, something like that. And Marjorie has always been known for being the biggest MAGA, Make America Great, like cheerleader. When I say Make America Great, that's who you thought was Marjorie. She's the one, if you watch Congress, she has the Make America hat and everything. But these last couple weeks, she has been changing her tune. She was actually on The View, which was shocking. Because the women on The View talk about her, like the decisions she makes, and the way she mocks Democratic women and Jasmine Crockett. And so the historical Jasmine Crockett making fun of her because Marjorie kept telling her about her eyelashes. Like, girl, you can't see with your eyelashes. And we had actually put it on here one time. I was talking about how it's always a Puerto Rican that comes and says something. So AOC had made a comment back to her. And that's like a historical thing that happened like last year. But anyway, Marjorie supposedly is changing her tone of how she feels. So she has actually pretty much said that she is against, well, she kept saying, I love Trump, right? She wouldn't let that go in the last couple weeks. But she was actually changing her view on what is going on because basically she said as a Congress, she's supposed to represent her constituents. And so her constituents, can you still hear me, Yogi?
I can hear you.
Okay, so her constituents are pretty much people that would need medical. So like, with the government shutdown, basically she was not upset that it was shut down, but she's more of like, we can't afford for this. How do you say that? We can't afford for this thing to go through. But she actually helped with the big beautiful bill, so I'm kind of confused. But now it's affecting her constituents with the insurance, right? And the food stamps. When when they stop, her whole she's in a poor district, so she represents a poverty area, and so they kind of like, you got to represent us. So supposedly, I'm not gonna say I trust her, and like someone said on here, Linda Shilton says she doesn't trust her. Me either. She basically has changed her tune. Now Trump actually threatened her, and so now she's no longer part of Trump's team. Now she's on the crap list. You know how Trump does. You're on the crap list. I'm gonna make you feel it. So now that she's on the crap list, and she's starting to feel it, people are starting to interview her and ask her like, well, why was it so different now when he was doing it to other people? So what's crazy is that Marjorie Taylor Greene was the only one. Now, I will say this. So I'll give her something. From the beginning of the Epstein files, she has been there with them women since 2015 when they kind of like started off with not the Epstein file started in 2015, but like the advocacy. So she's been there with them, standing with those women. And if you ever see when the women from the Epstein, the young girls that they're older now are talking when they're in their, what's that called? When they're being interviewed recently, the three Republicans, Marjorie was there. And so Marjorie had made a promise that if they did not drop the Epstein files, that she would go on the floor and give all the names because she will have immunity. That's what she promised them, right? Now, here we go. Supposedly, the Epstein files have been signed and they're dropping. Like you already know now, we still have not seen them. I don't think we're ever going to see them. And if we do see them, they're probably, what is that called when they mark a name out? Doctor. Say that word again.
Redacted.
Yes. So that is what's going on. Make a long story short, I think Sunny on The View had basically said, we will never, ever see it because what they're going to do is say certain people on here's names can't be released because they're now in a legal situation. So fast forward, that's just less than a week. Trump says it's evil things. Even to the governor, even to the senator of Michigan got a threat. Because the senator Slocum, I think that's her name, Slocum. Correct me if I'm wrong. She had made a video with a bunch of other people about military that you should never do illegal duties, and military people know that, and they have a right. They won't get in trouble. So he made a threat. Slocum, yes, he made a threat to Slocum and to Marjorie Taylor, and of course to all the Democratic women that are on there. And those Dems that supposedly made the video about telling the military don't follow his order, that's an illegal order. Fast forward, she has officially said she's resigning on January 5th. Now, two things come to me. This is why I'm bringing this up. Two things come to me. You are going to resign, right, on January 5th. The Epstein files, supposedly, he signed them. But why are you dropping out of the race? The threats, right? That's one thing. But then Who's gonna read the names off if she resigns? Go ahead, Mickey.
Can I ask you a question? I mean, can I ask? Because I got a video. Okay,
Go
so
ahead,
this
put the
what I heard.
video on. Go ahead.
Hold on, this is what I did here. I heard come January 5th, she can retire with her benefits. Yep. That's one part, and they said she was getting threatened. I'm just saying, just from different places I was watching. They did say, because when she did her, if you listen to her speech when she resigned, or whatever, if you go listen to some of her speech, but she get to keep her benefits if she come out on January 5th.
Yep.
So that's one. But let me play this for you. This Jasmine Crockett, and maybe this, I got it from CNN, but this for you, y'all don't mind. I don't mind.
Let me mute myself.
No, you ain't got to mute yourself.
The shocking announcement from Congresswoman Green. What went through your mind when you first heard she was going to resign on January 5th?
You know what? Honestly, I was like, you've got to be kidding me. You're on the other side of the president for 1 week and you can't take the heat. Imagine what it is to sit in my shoes, to not only be on the opposite side of him, but to have people like her who are constantly fanning the flames of hate. And imagine what those threats look like when you literally are someone like me. But at the end of the day, I know that I serve the people of Texas 30. And so my job isn't to be there and necessarily do whatever is going to make the president not be on my back, but instead is to focus on making sure that I can push forward with policies that are positive for Texas 30.
Here's an excerpt from her resignation video. Take a listen.
Standing up for American women who were raped at 14 years old, trafficked and used by rich, powerful men should not result in me being called a traitor and threatened by the president of the United States, whom I fought for.
So she seems to be suggesting that it is their disagreement over the release of the Epstein files that is causing this shocking political breakup. What's your response to that?
I mean, listen, he's upset with Thomas Massie, and so he's gone after him. He's upset with Boebert. He's upset with any Republican that actually signed the discharge petition. But somehow they were able to weather the storm.
So, Ana, so what you think about that?
Am I unmuted? Okay, sorry. So, Mickey, it's a lot of things that these are thoughts that I'm having, right? So it's like, okay, you hear Jasmine saying, gosh, this is only a week she got thrown and she ready to go. Now, did you see in the news? Now, I'm not going to go away from the subject, but I just want you to see something, right? She's now going to resign, right? Mm-hmm. She doesn't really say why she's resigning. She's just going to resign. But I heard that she was going, I'm giving you 3 thoughts, right? So 3 thoughts doesn't mean what I'm saying is correct, but I'm just going to give you 3 things that are going around. So she said she's going to resign, but then prior to that, AOC accused her of running for Senate, right? And that's why she was changing the way her feelings were and the why she was trying to come off in a different way. So that's one thought, right? That I could see truth in that. You need votes. Right? Because now we got a Democratic black male that's running where she's at for her seat. As soon as she says she steps down in January, they'll have a special election. Then the second thing I see is why all of a sudden, when you supposedly said that you would say those names because you know you have immunity, but you're not going to do it now because you're going to step down. We already know the Epstein files ain't going to be released on Christmas. That's not going to be our Christmas gift. They're not going to release that thing no time soon. We have a little bit of emails. Even the thing where they said Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton was never on the island. So that's just one theory. Why are you leaving when you so-called said to these women on there that you would get on the floor? But so the third thing. Did you see in the news, Mickey and Yogi G, sorry. Did you see in the news that the attorney that was for Epstein's case, I think the prosecutor all of a sudden dies? Did you see that? And we're about to go to court and all of a sudden this person falls and dies. So you think about Marjorie, right? You think about her advocacy for Make America Great. I'm all about America. I just, her thing was like, I don't want America fighting wars in other countries. We need to take care of the people here. That's her main thing, Make America Great. So her excuse is, I'm leaving because, we need to worry about Americans. But I don't know, Mickey, you done saw the attorney all of a sudden die, and there's other people that have been dying out of nowhere, falling, and they covering something up. So what you think? What do you think, Yogi G? Just a little bit of what I told you. I got more, but just a little bit of what I tell you. What are you thinking?
I'm going to go with what the chat saying. Mondanable 441 says she did say she is resigning because Trump threatened her for supporting the victim or survivors and speaking out for them.
But she's been taking care of them since 2014. She's been advocating for them from 2015. That's what all MAGA was. That was their main thing. Epstein files, Epstein files, Epstein files. That was their thing. That's why they wanted Trump to get in office, because they blamed Bill Clinton, they blamed Obama, they blamed Biden, but no one talked about Trump when he was in office. Did he open the Epstein files? No.
I mean, personally, I think it's all a distraction, but still very much important. And I just don't think they're going to catch any charges in the way that people are looking to seek justice for. And I don't know. I think it's a big thing, but I also think that there's 1,000,001 things that are probably happening behind the scenes that are more important than the Epstein files.
Well, I'm not going to argue with you and say the Epstein files aren't important, and that's still smoke, the smoke and mirrors. I mean, but we had a lot of smoke and mirrors. You had the Diddy situation. Now you have, who's on the news right now that's a famous artist that is now about to get 14 years. What's his name? The one off the Fugees. What's his name? Mickey, what's the guy from Fugees? Praz, start with a P. He just got 14 years literally, and he's going to Praz. There you go, Praz. He got 14 years literally for supposedly money with campaign with Obama. And remember, Trump was saying that he would love to go after Obama for campaign money. But we all know, like, what about Elon Musk with President Trump? All the illegal ways that Trump got. Man, he even admitted on live TV that he bought the voting machines in Pennsylvania. So it's just crazy that we see a lot of black males being incarcerated for things immediately, but we're not seeing it for another group of men. So we already see the injustice. It's unfortunate that Proswell 14 years, yo. Did you know that?
I didn't even know that.
Yeah. So a lot of things are going on. That's like a distraction, right? You're like, okay, let's get everybody to look at this. Then the other distraction, we have a couple of rappers that have actually been supposedly, one rapper, can't remember his name. I'm not into the new rap game. I'm old school. Supposedly found a young girl's body in the back of his trunk. So people are trying to allude to this situation. Do you know that situation? You heard of that one?
My son just informed me it's a person named David, but once again, I have no idea what this is.
Oh, okay. Well, you got Alex next to you?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay. Oh, no, Alex was next to you. I thought he was part of the show. I was going to say hi. So, okay. So let me read this. What's on this chat right here? It says, I agree. Millions died in Trump's first term, and a lot have died in his second term suspiciously. Yes, and so I have just been having these thoughts, and I'm just sitting here like, yes, we always say, oh, these are distractions, but sometimes the enemy tells us that these aren't distractions. Sometimes things are set up for you to see, and it's how we react You ever hear that some people become numb? If you live in a certain community and there's always crime or things going on, people become numb in those areas. Oh, that's just another person got robbed. So what? And they walk through scenes and through situations and they mind their business because they have been numb to their environment. And this is just a thought. I'm thinking now that this is what's really going on, but we're now seeing it and we're now assuming that this is something they're hiding. I don't think it's being hidden anymore. I think they're literally doing this right in front of our face to see if we're numb to it. I mean, you already got a whole group of people that are numb to Trump. I do know. Have you saw his numbers go down? He used to be, the last time I checked, his approval rating, and I still think who's doing the approval rating, that's a whole nother conversation. But his approval ratings went down. And I still think, even if his approval rating down, that means 36% people still out here are that mad that they would rather keep somebody like him in office. It's just crazy. I mean, we're right here in DC. So let me ask you this. Did you know, well, I would think you would know, did you know that the judge just put down to make the Lord have mercy, when people called the National Guard, the people that stand outside in front of my yard to go back. Did you hear that in the news?
Yeah, I heard about that. That they said that they were supposed to be, it was unconstitutional for the National Guard to be still in DC.
But I'm gonna throw something out there, right? The judge is just saying that now, but didn't you know back in July that Trump said November 30th will be their last day? So why is the judge making this decision now? Did you know that back in July when they were staying past? Remember, we were like, they can't stay here for the next 30 days, and we were mad at the mayor. And then he said they will be gone November 30th. But now all of a sudden, a judge is putting his case out there that they don't have to be here. Trump already said November 30th they weren't going to be here. So who's playing with us?
Well, I thought it was because the attorney generals had actually put forth a court case. They had filed a court case to talk about whether or not it was legal for the National Guard to be here.
Yeah, but it's just weird how he gave that date and then now these are just thoughts I have. It's just weird how things are just the way they're cut out. Actually, even the same thing. I even give you another example. The food stamps. Why does it take for Trump to say he's not going to do it and then turn around within 2 days? Katanji hits it back down and then they open the government. Is there money missing? Is there something going on we don't know? Is the money gone and they're not telling us as to why they had to hurry up and open it? Because even if the judge made him and they forced him, is there money there? Is there money in our reserves? Those are questions and thoughts that I have, because it's just weird how they opened up so quick and how our, what they call them, Centrian Democrats all of a sudden opened it back up and we don't even have an agreement on anything. Go ahead, Mickey. I saw the video you had. You want to go ahead and play it? Mickey.
Certainly think of you. So when we think of these issues that we're talking about with Mamdani and Trump, there's some issues in common that Trump may see something in Mamdani, right?
Yeah, I think, the two Queens boys, and I'm a Bronx guy myself, we all come together. Nothing can break apart New York bros. That's what I say. And nothing can break apart Queens bros. And they do have something together, right? If we think about it, the top issue that they beat their opponent on back in 2024, Trump won on the economy, beat Kamala Harris on that issue by 63 points. Look at Mamdani. Very similar. Living cost, the cost of living. That was his top issue this year. Won it by 37 points. They both were able to win what will be Mamdani's first term in office come January and Trump winning his second term because they spoke to the economic concerns of voters.
And when we see that Trump graphic, it says 2024. It doesn't say 2025. How is that issue going for him right now, the cost of living?
Yeah, maybe he could take some lessons from Zohran Mamdani, because if we look right now in terms of Trump's net approval rating on inflation, 2 thumbs down. I mean, this is called the slippery slope down to the bottom. Look at this. In January on inflation, his net approval rating was plus 3 points. Look at where he is today, 34 points underwater.
We've never seen anything like that. We've never seen ratings of a president like that. And the scary part is, I'm gonna read Chelly. Is that Chelly Belly? Is that how you say that, Yogi G?
It looks like Sally Belly.
Go read that for me. I can't see that.
Because those airlines started losing money just like they did that last time he had that shutdown. Them CEOs started pulling their money because they started losing money.
But did you see that video that Mickey put up with them ratings, right? Did you see the interview with Mamdani and Trump? Did you see that?
I saw people talking about it and making a comparison about how he was not chastised as harshly as our own mayor was for meeting with Trump.
But did we see our mayor talk to Trump in person? I don't think we did.
Well, we saw several press conferences with her in the background with Trump. Yeah,
we saw her with her mouth like this. I know you remember that viral moment when her mouth dropped when he was saying stuff. But as all I don't know if you noticed, Mamdani, the mayor from Chicago, what's that other mayor? The mayor from, I forgot the name of the city in Oregon. And then Charlottesville. Is it Charlottesville or Charleston? Is it Charlottesville? Am I saying it wrong? Where the troops are at right now. Well, where they're going to, because their ICE agents are running everywhere rampant, and I mean rampant. And the sad part is that's a city that all voted for Trump, and now they over there mad as hell. They got hit hard, and they're going to continue to get hit hard with this economy. But going back to our mayors, because our mayor, I don't think we ever seen her recorded with her having a conversation with him in the White House and them talking. Did you see in the news, supposedly Politico put out there that DC is about to go into emergency, that we might not have a mayor or a Congress? Did you see that?
No, I haven't seen that.
So right now as we speak, we'll find out in a week to 2, probably by this week, he's coming for DC. Now, that's hearsay. Those are thoughts. But it's just something how Mamdani called Trump a fascist, right? And still lived to tell. Even Trump said, I'm gonna call immigration on him. But also Trump also kind of alluded to vote for him because he didn't want the other guy. What was the guy that used to be the mayor of? Well, he was the governor of New York, the one that was accused of supposedly finagling the numbers of the seniors.
Como.
And yes, Como. And also he was accused of fudging the numbers when all those seniors were during the pandemic that died. And then he was supposedly had a couple cases with women being accused of sexual assault and different things. Hey, Marcia. So just in this 1 week, you see a president who made this thing about Make America Great and takes one of the top people, because this could be a play game, to have her say she's going to resign, and then take a immigrant who, when he won, he talked about immigration, and have him come to the White House. And they have a candid conversation. Did they get ugly with each other? No. So when Mickey pulled that video up, and I'm not saying anything bad about Mamdani, but when you pull that video up, they both ran on the same thing. You see, one was 2024, one was 2025. I'm going to make the economy bigger. So what's going on in D.C. right now? We got how many people running in D.C. for Congress? How many people running for mayor? How many people running for council, right? And what is the key thing they're saying? We're going to make housing go down. We're going to house people. We're going to make it easy for people to buy houses. We're going to turn around and feed her. We're going to create jobs. We're going to do all this if you vote for me. That is the conversation that people are saying now. And so sometimes my thought is, I mean, it's just people just say this crap every 4 years, every 2 years. Now, I'm not saying this to say don't vote, because I get mad at people that don't vote. I'm going to be honest with you. Get your butt up there and vote. Now, do sometimes the votes be bad? The people that get in? The fact is democracy. People died for it. So I say get out there and vote. But my thoughts are with this situation we got going on now. We got all these people talking about we need this, we need that. But can they do it? Are they in a situation, especially in DC, where we're not a state? We have no say in Congress. We have no say in Senate. We have taxation without representation. We have no say when we have a freaking senator from Florida tell us that we need to call 8th Street Charlie Kirk Way. When we have a sucker trying to tell us that we need to name the Commander Stadium Trump. When we sitting there having people coming over here telling us to take Black Lives Matters down, and we do it so quick, because that's what our mayor did. As soon as he said do it, she did it. And people say she's playing chess. I'm gonna look up. Go ahead, speak. I'm gonna go ahead and look up for the thing with Politico, so I can let you see it on where we might be at, and why everybody's running to run for Congress.
Oh man, Otis, I saw you on the screen. What's up?
I didn't forgot. No, what I was finna ask. I was finna ask Ana.
Go ahead, buddy. I was telling Yogi G to go ahead.
No, I had a question really for both of y'all about this. Okay, if she resigned January 5th, well, she is resigning.
Yeah.
How the numbers gonna be looking for the House of Representatives?
Well, they still got the Senate. You talking about the Republicans still got the House and the Senate. It's only when they're doing, okay. Right now, they only needed 7 Democrats, 7 or 8, I think it's 7 Democrats for bipartisan for when the government was shut down, right? That's why it's the Democrats. They only needed 7 Democrats to go over for them to open up the thing. But you know we're about to go back out. Well, I don't know. Let me not just say we are. These are just thoughts. Supposedly, allegedly, January 30th is when we go back for them to decide on why. The first reason why we wanted the government shut down, why the government was shut down, because of people's medical price gouging and all that's about to go up. So Mickey, go back and say that last part you said, because I'm going through premenopause, half of it I be forgetting. So you talking about Marjorie. What were you asking about Marjorie?
When she resigned coming the 5th, how did the House gonna be looking? Because she was House of Representatives. She wasn't a senator.
No, she's not Senate. She wants to run for Senate. That's why I was shocked. She said she's stepping down.
No, I'm saying she was in House.
Is she going to affect the numbers? Right? No, the numbers aren't going to get. They still got that. They still got the House.
No, that's what I was saying. But she's stepping down from the House. What's up, Marseille Tarver? They won.
If she stepped down, they still have the House. Is what I'm saying.
Okay, that's all.
However, now we have 4 Republicans who have now been ostracized. And that's the guy from Kentucky. I can't think of his name. Ram, whatever his name is.
Paul.
Yeah, Rand Paul, her, the Indian type dude. I can't think of his name. And then there's another person. There's 4 of them. They have now been ostracized, meaning like, oh, they're enemy number 1. Did you see Dick Cheney's funeral?
Nah, I was hearing something and Trump didn't show up, right?
Oh, he wasn't invited.
Okay.
He was not invited. And there was some stuff behind that in conversations. I'm going to look for this video, But Mickey, I can't give you an exact answer, but the Republicans aren't hurt by even her stepping down. But there is a black male Democrat who just put in yesterday that he wants to run in her seat. So that might be a good thing. Give me 1 second. Go ahead, y'all.
I don't know much about it. I haven't, like I said, I haven't.
Well, you can just say your opinion on the things that we said. You can just say your opinion.
I mean, to be honest, I've been more concerned with what's happening locally than I have been what's happening with the House or the Senate. Because for me, when you being in DC, it matters. But I mean, we got direct supervillains that we got to deal with. So I haven't really been tracking those people, if you will. I just been more concerned about what's happening with our emergency rental assistance program, what's coming up with our election, things like that. What's up, Mick?
I said something.
I mean, I saw you come off mute. I ain't know.
I hit the button by accident. I was.
Oh yeah. Nah, but I don't know what to say about those people. I know I get a little exhausted, trying to keep up with everything when it comes to national politics and things.
Okay. Nah, the Cowboys just won. I can't stand them. Won by a field goal, but yeah, no. Back, I agree with what you saying, but so who y'all want to be y'all mayor of DC?
I really can't say who will be the perfect candidate. I mean, we don't have too many people on the forefront just yet because everybody being secretive about whether or not they want to run for mayor. We have like maybe 1 or 2 people who are, I don't even know who these people are. They just came out the woodworks that are running the campaign, and then we have one of our council members who's potentially running. So I've heard people say that they didn't mind supporting her. Her name is Janice Lewis George, so maybe she'll put it out the bag. I'm happy as long as somebody that's a DC native, personally, that's not from the bourgeois side of town.
Oh, so y'all got a little boule crew up there then too.
No, she said
bourgeois
side of town, but she lives in Ward 5. So I'm trying to understand where she's going with this. She don't live in Ward 7 and 8. So the person
live in Ward 7 and 8. What you mean?
But you live in the side of town where it's where the people that are running at. The people that are running are on this side of town where we live.
What that got to do with my opinion?
Because you just said you said I want a native Washingtonian. So if a native Washingtonian lives west of the river, you're saying they're not worthy to run for mayor?
I said as long as they're not from the bourgeois part of town.
We is in the bourgeois part of town. That's why I'm trying to get where you going with this.
I said it. I can't get
Come on now, we gonna say if we gonna say it, we in the bourgeois side of town. What are you talking about? The houses are $1 million.
They don't have nothing to do with my opinion or what I just said. That I would prefer.
But you live on that side of town, so if someone in our community, in our side of town is running, you're saying they're not worthy. They got to come from east of the river, is what you're saying, for them to win?
Nowhere in it did you hear me say that I did not deem them worthy of being it. It was asked of what my opinion was, and my opinion is that I would prefer somebody that's not a part of the bourgeois part of town. I can't say it no more clear than that.
So you're basically saying the unbougie places of Ward 7 and 8?
If that's
come on now, this is what you're throwing out there. Come on, this is your thought. So you saying the unbougie places is Ward 7 and 8. We have no bourgeois in Ward 7 and 8. So you about to go back on your comment?
No, because you're putting words in my mouth. I said that as long as they're not from the bourgeois part of town. What your perception is.
So what is the bourgeois part of town? There you go. So what is the bourgeois part of town?
Whichever part does not have to know what it's like to stand inside of a line for emergency rental assistance program. The people who do not know what it's like to go and sign up for SNAP benefits.
That's the whole city. The whole city has people that need assistance. There's no side of town.
So how about we do this? Let's focus on Honor. What would Honor like to see for mayor instead of being?
No, because we said so. So I really want you to answer that, because you just said the bougie, but the bougies are everywhere. We got people. What are you talking about? Ward 7 and we got Hillcrest. We got Hillcrest. We had a mayor that came from east of the river, Vincent Gray. Come on now, bring it. I really want to understand where does why what's your
what
thought?
I just expressed. So I like to hear your part.
So I need to hear why is your thought process for east of the river?
I just said it because
we had a mayor who came from the bourgeois place of Ward 7, which is Hillcrest, and that was Vincent Gray. We already had it. So I'm just saying.
You saying any specific part of town, Anna. So why are
you said where the bourgeois live? We live where the bourgeois live. So you saying that?
What does that have to do with me and my feelings? I am a pro.
I'm not knocking your feelings, Yogi G. I'm just putting it out there. You said it, and I'm repeating what you said. And I'm trying to figure out
my explanation. So if it's not good enough for you, let's move on to what you want to.
It's not about being good enough for me. It's about what you're saying. Because I'm hearing, and I want to make sure, are you saying that you want someone east of the river to run for mayor? Because they're going to be able to help us?
1 second.
I'm going to stay quiet till she get back on. I'm messing with her tonight because she always throws that neighborhood. And I'll be like, Mickey, we live in a neighborhood where we have the bourgeois, right? The neighborhood in where we live in. In my opinion, when people say I want a native Washingtonian to be the mayor of DC, we've always had native Washingtonians to be the mayor. But what I don't want is a native Washingtonian to be the mayor, and they still don't do nothing for the native Washingtonians. And that's what's been going on. We got mayor after mayor, and people vote for them because they're from here and they're born here and they went to school. And still, they are suffering. They still don't have none of the things they have. And newcomers, people that come into the city 5 and 10 years ago, are making money, owning homes, Mickey. And I just heard in Flint, the new neighborhoods in Flint, you look at Ward 6, where Jerry Winfrey Carter is? They changed it, right?
Ward 5.
Ward 5. Who's Ward 6? Is that that's Tanya?
Yep, Tanya Ward 6.
So I when I hear this, I always want to ask more because we've had people that been here in position, and that doesn't always work. It doesn't always work. And I feel in our thoughts, we got to get to another place. It's just like saying, I'm only going to vote for a person because they look like me, or I'm only going to vote for a person because they live on my side of town. And there's nothing wrong with Yogi G's thoughts. I'm trying to understand, what does she mean by this, the bourgeois side of town? Because in DC, as I know it, I've been here 30 plus years, 30. I'll say exactly 30. In every part of DC, you got poverty. Every part of DC has poverty. Now, poverty doesn't look the same in all parts of the city. One part, Mickey, you ever been to Georgetown? You ever been to, they call the area called Spring Valley, American University area, the beginning of Potomac area, that's called Ward 3. But even in those areas, nobody ever talks about the seniors. They got housing up there. That's poverty too. And so what I'm saying is, half the time when people are voting, these people that are running, I'm just trying to figure out, everybody running on poverty, everybody running on they can change, but can they really change it? Can they really change it? And that's where I'm at with these thoughts. Can we really change it? Are we looking at people just because they look like us, or because they live on the same side of town? And there's nothing wrong with what people thinking like that. I'm just trying to dig deeper and understand why do we think like this? I could look, people quick to say, "Oh, you a transient person." That's hilarious to me, because I've been in the city 30 years, and I always hear the native. And there's nothing wrong with the native, but the native too has had native mayors, native council people, just like in Flint. You've had people that born and raised, be in position, and people still fucked up. I'm sorry. Still messed up. So where do we go with this? Where do we go with this? Do we always, the thing is that we always pick people because they're familiar with us? These are my thoughts that I have, and I'm being just as transparent as I could be.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm looking at what Chris Caleb said. So y'all don't have blue collar candidates.
What does he mean by blue collar? He's talking about you talking about like their work. He's talking about like their work, like whether they have more off, like if they're white collar workers and they're running for office. Well, DC is unfortunately DC. I don't think we've ever had a blue collar person that I can remember. Only Yogi G might know this. I know in the 30 years I've been in DC, I don't think we have a blue collar worker who's ran. And what I mean by blue collar, if I'm understanding him right, someone who has a background in construction or anything like construction or other jobs other than pretty much office jobs, running for position or run for mayor. No, I don't think so. This DC is like so political. And what's going on now is that you have this new group of people that are here. And I'm talking about Trump people that have now moved into the city. And these new people that have moved into the city, and I'm talking about the recent people. I'm not talking about the people that been here. I'm talking about the recent people that just came. They have literally taken over, and they're making a lot of decisions in our city. You have people that don't even know what's going on in their community because they have came in, they have taken your agencies, they have started their own civic associations, and half of the people that have been here, not all, have not been able to get access into these conversations. And so they're changing what is going on and making deals with people that have been living here. And the scary part is that if I choose someone that's been here because they've been here, doesn't necessarily mean what I need is going to happen. And I'm just saying in the history of DC, every mayor we have, pretty much every mayor, because I think there might be one or two, is not native Washingtonian. And some people in DC, from what I know, is that when they become political, they become ANCs, they run up, they do get money. And some of them don't forget the people they grew up with, and some of them do. So it's a catch-22. It's not a guaranteed. It's not a guaranteed. Marcia says, hold on, let me put Marcia. It's been all those areas, the issue of gentrification in all areas, especially behind the Capitol building. I spent the summer there in 82. And in 22, it looked totally different. Absolutely. Yes, Marcia. One thing about DC, it has changed. But I will say this, it has changed drastically, I think, in the last 15 years. But the unfortunate part is that the people that have been here have now migrated and now connected with the new people, not the new people. I'm not talking about the 10-year. I'm talking about the people that probably came like in like the 2000, 1999, 1998, when supposedly the drugs left DC and they started changing, and supposedly, I think this is right before Fenty gets in office, and supposedly we were given, if you vote this in, you're going to get all these things, and all the council people were representing east of the river. You had, what's his name? The guy from Ward, oh God, I forgot his name. We had like 4 council members. We had, Vincent Gray was a council, then became a mayor. But we had 2 guys that were awesome, and they were at-large council members. I can't think of their names like that. It's gone. But they actually were incarcerated. Both of them were locked up. They even had family members that were in politics. They became just like their fathers and moved up. But they were locked up because they were accused of taking money, similar to what we have in Ward 8. Our current council member was accused. Hopefully, I don't know, Yogi G could speak to this. Is he still being held accountable for this, or did they drop the case? I'm talking about Trayon.
As far as I know, they're still waiting for him to get his federal court date.
So with him, I would say this: with the Ward 8 council member, he got well, that's a whole nother thing with the ranked choice voting. Trayon was accused of, and supposedly they have video. They showed us the video all over TV. I think, Mickey, you had put the video up one time on 810. The difference with that council member that they have in that ward is, yeah, I'm not a big fan of him, but that's not where I live at. And so the people should decide on who is their council people for their area. Unfortunately, he was the only candidate, in my opinion, that really was with the community. If you've seen him, he was out there walking the street, walking around the people and talking to them. Now, me being an organization that was sitting having conversations with him, a lot of the people that live in that area would sit in them rooms with me, and they will make comments and say, he's terrible. He don't know what's going on. But I don't live there, so that I'm not going to put my opinion. But the only thing about a council member, just because he represents one ward, does not mean that he does not affect other wards, because council people sit on committees. But the committee he did sit on before, I think, what's his name? Before our council member took over, he had the youth committee. And I think he was doing an awesome job in the youth committee. Yolanda, Yogi G, you could talk about if you want, how you felt about how he was as a council member. He still is our council member.
Well, I'm gonna keep my comments brief as it's 8:01 and it's time to get the people their evening back. I think that Trayon was a good representation. Still is a good representation for the people, because he's the closest to understanding what the people need in his community. Although he hasn't pleased everybody, but neither did Jesus, and they still hung him up on the cross. So you have that. So yeah, that's my thoughts on it.
Woo! I feel it. Said he hung him on the cross. So I guess. So I'm gonna go over the mercy. Okay, that you can answer that, because I do not know. Have we ever had a blue collar person run for office and become a mayor or a council person?
Not that I know of.
Yeah,
but I'm not the expert, so I wouldn't know.
None of us are experts, but you've been here, so you might have known what mayor has been known. But it seems like most of the people that run, they've been in positions. They've been in positions, ANCs moved up, office jobs. That's what you mostly got here.
I don't know. If you're 30 to my few, I don't know.
Well, it's our age. That's the difference. I came here as an adult. You grew up here. I came here when I was 18 years old. So I kind of like seen it from an adult's eyes. I just didn't go to school here. But there is a sense when you've been living here, you want change, and you don't want change to be based in these are just my thoughts. I don't want to see change based on someone that looks like me or someone supposedly says the things that I think I want to hear. We don't have people doing action. And that's the scary part for all of us. I know you saw in the news, Yogi G, before we get off, that supposedly Bowser and what's his name, Robert White, have done a horrible job on housing. They have made it to where people are not housed, and it's proven. This administration has made it hard for people to get housed. People are still out here homeless that've been in DC for a long time, and they still have not been put up. And that's why I feel the way I feel. I don't know where we're at right now. We do got one candidate that I do see, that I see her advocating, and I do see some good stuff. And she is a native Washingtonian, but she lives in a side of town where most people became mayors. That's all I have. You want to close this out, Yogi G?
All right, everybody. Well, I hope that you do something great to make people notice you on this good Sunday, and hope that you enjoy everything. Be safe, and see Otis and I guess Trevor or whoever the special guest is on Monday. Peace.
Mickey, do I hit it or you hit it?
I could hit it. Ain't no problem. It don't matter which one. See y'all tomorrow in the morning. I'm dead.